Welcome to Daikaiju Network, where we have a healthy obsession with kaiju. I am your co-host. Ken2 is hoping very much that we don't have Ku Klux Klan again on our Kamen Rider today. With me is your other co-host.
Jake, how's it going, everyone? And a happy Super Bowl Sunday to you all.
That's why I'm wearing my Walter Payton jersey. So we're going to be doing episodes 40 through 43 today of Kamen Rider. We're doing it a little early today because hardly any of you watch this. So we're just going to start. One quick note, though. We will not be having a show the next 2 weeks. So Jason is going to be working behind the scenes of his evil world-dominating plan while I'm off doing things with my family. So before we get going today, Jason, the usual housekeeping.
Yeah, if you see a subscribe button down below or above wherever you're watching us, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well as hit the notification bell icon to get notified whenever we go live or we upload new videos and such. And you can follow us everywhere, all in one place at our Linktree URL right there on your screen, /GoGoKaiju Show. And we're on the following video platforms such as YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, Facebook, and X/Twitter, and also available on the following audio platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, as well as Podbean. And you can find both video and audio versions of our episodes right on our website right there at DaikaijuNetwork.com.
All right, so we ready to start the episodes?
I believe so, because I'm at the 0 mark for episode 40.
All right, so this one, and I just actually got my episode set up as well. I believe it was called like Deathmatch Snow Monster versus 2. You know what? It doesn't matter.
And I think that this is the episode where Hongo comes back, or it could be the next episode, because I've seen his screenshot, at least for episode 41. So, and I can't quite remember with the previous episode because of all the the train wreck that we had at the very end there. But yeah, so
thankfully last week we didn't. So let's hopefully maybe we can get a back to back here.
Well, I'm talking about as far as the episode.
Okay, well, if you haven't joined us before with a commentary, I usually count down from 3. I go 3, 2, 1, go. When I say go, you hit play, select, or whatever button it is that starts the video on your end. So, Jason, are you ready?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, so here we go. Episode 40 of Kamen Rider. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, put the screen up.
That photo you have of Kamen Rider up there, it doesn't look like it was taken from the 70s. It looks like it was taken yesterday.
Well, I just typed in Kamen Rider 1971, and that's what it came up with.
Very 4K-ish.
But yeah, for some reason the intro is a little bit different, especially with the opening card there. Seems like they updated it a little bit.
Not on my end.
I don't know if it's just me or what.
Yeah, I think it is. Liar kick.
Subtitles are a little bit different here, where they're quite big.
They don't want you missing a thing.
Yeah. It's like, look at it.
Read it and understand. See, this part is a little different, where they've been showing newer Shocker Generals here.
Like the last several Shocker Generals.
Yep, double riders. So Hongo is going to be coming back here.
Nice.
Speaking of New Year, I think yesterday was the jump start of the Chinese New Year.
The Year of the Dragon.
Fight! Oh, I mean,
Not quite the same.
I thought it was.
It feels like I'm watching a rake and bass type of.
Yeah. Look at those playing cards.
Yeah. Holy shit, they are large.
That's about as big as printer paper.
I remember many years ago that we had those old maid cards.
Oh,
They were
yeah.
pretty large. I'm not sure if they were that large.
No, they weren't. They were maybe at best half that size.
But as far as vertical wise, they were pretty long.
Yeah, they were long. I remember them being thin and long.
Yeah. Guy's just smashing his nose right out the window there. It's like, I want a better look.
For as many bricks that fell on people's heads there, everyone magically ran away from that and didn't get, unconscious.
Tis but a scratch.
And see all that flame, everybody should be dead now.
Yeah.
I love that painting, though. Is that Ace Yamamoto?
Yep, it is.
Kampai. I love that painting, though.
At least we get a familiar face here.
He looks like Dracula.
I think that's what he's supposed to be.
Okay. This may annoy some people, but I have to say it. His teeth look pretty good here.
Yeah.
Because if you remember him, speaking of Rankin Bass, if you remember him from King Kong Escapes, and then you also from Godzilla's Revenge, at least his bottom teeth were not in the best of shape.
I think they were sort of that way, I think, in his last appearance there in GMK.
Yeah, but he was real old. I sort of expect that from older folk because just with age and stuff, that just kind of happens.
But also, from what I'm seeing so far, I haven't really seen a good look at his bottom teeth there. It's just mainly
I guess that's true.
Part.
That's true. So maybe I should have withheld judgment until I could have confirmed it. I just saw the top. I'm like, boy, those are nice porcelain looking teeth.
I wonder how they're going to introduce Hongo back in this. If he's going to sort of make a surprise return, or he's just going to drop in this show in the middle of it like nothing else happened.
Oh dear Lord!
Holy shit!
She's Gambit. Oh dear!
Holy shit!
Right in the throat.
But I'm kind of surprised.
Ryder, she just needs to throw cards. Forget Ryder.
Yeah. I'm surprised that they didn't do any blood for that one.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, it's like an alien abominable snowman or yeti.
So this gal is sort of like Taki, in which... So they just brought him in sort of out of nowhere. I was kind of hoping like they would bring or have Hongo in here at first and then bring in... Or not Hongo, Hayato first and then bring in Hongo. So is this Hongo?
Yeah, this is Hongo because he's got that... Yeah, because... The helmet and the appearance of it, because Hayato's like the bottom part of the helmet, it's silver, and the breastplate thing is silver too, and the original one's supposed to be all green.
Yeah, I noticed like it was different, but I didn't think too much of it. You know what? It would have been funnier if like Hongo came in like the actor when they were filming and he didn't realize it. He's like, I'm here for my job back. We're filming. Oh crap! But I want here's a suit. Quickly put it on. We'll make quick adjustments to the story as we go along here.
Yeah. What the heck? Kamen Rider just
that's Hongo.
Well, it is the original suit.
Oh, yeah, it looks like now with the hair. Yep.
Yay! After how many episodes, finally get to see Hongo.
I wonder what it was like on set to bring him back. Like, did he honestly ask for his job back? Because I would. I wouldn't be like, give me my job back, but I'd be like, so I'm back. Could I, like, have my role back or something? Or could I, you know, you know what? This reminds me, and I have vague memories of this. Back when we last left Kamen Rider, like in April of last year, didn't he and one of the girls like fly to Switzerland?
I think it was the like the original professor or something in the very first episode where she kind of followed him and all that stuff, and then I think in the episode when he sort of quote unquote departed to track down Shocker and stuff, I think not only he went, but I think she went as with him as well.
Yeah. Because I thought we either saw him flying there or it was mentioned. And I'm like, wait a minute, this was actually mentioned at one point.
Yeah.
But that still has to stink, man, because just like, I mean, look, I understand you're on a tight schedule. You got a contract to fulfill, but give it back. Yeah, but we already replaced you. It's already weird enough. Give it back.
If you don't want to make it any more weird, just bring me back.
That professor was talking to me. I think he was like, what are you shouting at now?
By the way, which way is he looking?
Oh, for Pete's sakes, Jason. Jeez. I can't believe you went there.
I thought you were at first sort of gonna go that route.
No, I mean, I'll go lowbrow, but not that lowbrow. I have no idea what that is in miles per hour because I was taught in America. 25 hours? That's not bad. So that's moving at a pretty decent clip then.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. What'd they say? 88 some odd kilometers an hour? I'm just going to say 88 kilometers per hour. Okay, kilometers per hour to miles per hour. Let's do some convert. According to this, it's a little over 54, so pushing 55. That's not too bad.
It's about sort of highway speeds, but not interstate speeds.
Yeah, and when you're and they're going to be there in 25 hours, I mean, that sounds about right. He looks like an emo.
It's like he has a large comb over wig.
I know, it's like, dude, I love ya, but that's not a good look on ya. I'm just gonna call Tachibana crab cakes from now on because that's basically all he is. Very inconspicuous, Shocker.
You know, and I'm surprised that they did not see him too.
But even then, like, if you're trying to infiltrate and be sneaky about it, don't dress in your regular attire. Like, try to dress as an everyman. That's Dracula in there. Told you.
Seems like they added a little bit more makeup, just more purplish around his eyes there. Maybe a little bit of blue too.
I do like Ace though, even though it's very goofy the role he's been given here. He's playing it well.
But he does a pretty good job being as like an antagonist.
Well, and just in general, he's a good actor because even when he was the inventor in Revenge, he was good.
Mm-hmm.
As sort of this fatherly figure, grandfatherly figure to Ichiro.
Oh, I didn't even realize I was talking Hayato.
Gosh, I was hoping we'd leave Taki in Japan. Or Tokyo, I should say. Because they're still in Japan and will continue to be. Snowman. Okay, yeah, he has no bottom teeth. Never mind. I take back what I said at the start of the episode.
Dr. Death. That's his name.
Very creative.
Doesn't look like a doctor. It's just more like Dracula.
It's Dracula. That's what I'm calling him because that's Dracula.
Instead of just calling him Dr. Death, just call him Dr. Dracula.
This episode was actually filmed after episode 50, according to the trivia I had there.
I didn't get a trivia on this one.
The trivia was like 3 paragraphs long, so I couldn't read all of it.
Yeah.
And I have no time to pause it on the live podcast. A piece of paper with a drawing came up, and it makes me feel icky. What preposterous nonsense. It's amazing, like the goofy stuff people believe. I just... The Ace of Spades. Oh no! It's like, oh, shut up. It means nothing.
You know, if you want to make it more believable, use tarot cards instead of just damn playing cards.
Even then, that's still ridiculous.
I know, but still, if you want to make it more believable in a way.
The parrot of Kashimura Island that eats bramble seeds. What? Get rid of this Taki. I'm so sick of him and Crab Cakes here. Let's get rid of them both. I'm really just tired of them.
Even though the guy that plays as Tachi does a pretty good job, even when he was in the original Ultraman there. But
I know.
I don't really know what really got up his crawl in this one.
It's not the actor, it's how his character was written, because his character was sort of like a Mickey from Rocky, where it was like the tough love sort of thing. And then after a while, he just became this grouch that all he does is complain. He has really not done anything substantial and is just complaining to them all the time about how worthless they are, but yet he doesn't do anything himself. He doesn't coach them. He doesn't do anything himself.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh, damn, he committed seppuku there. Or hippuku. I forget the exact verbiage.
I thought it was harakiri. Or is that the taking off the head? Let me look. I think harakiri actually is taken off of the head. Harakiri meaning. Oh, harakiri versus seppuku. I think seppuku is right.
Yeah, seppuku. Yeah, that's it. I thought it started with an H, but I was mixing seppuku and harakiri up.
Okay. Be prepared to be sickened here. Harakiri refers to the act of disemboweling oneself. Seppuku refers to the ritual and usually would involve decapitation after the act as a sign of mercy. So, okay, harakiri is disemboweling, but the decapitation followed, which I remember learning about this in a samurai class in my final semester in college. I'm like, I hate this. Let's move on to something else.
I know there is some sort of grotesque thing behind one of them.
Well, And in my samurai class, we usually, because it was a 3-hour class once a week, we usually watched snippets of movies, like some of Kurosawa's samurai movies even.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a Kurosawa movie, but it was a movie made in 70s or 80s where we watched this one guy commit seppuku, and I couldn't watch it. Like, it was one of those moments where as he's committing seppuku, it's taking forever because they're trying to be slow and show you everything, and like it was gross.
Yeah. When I go to Japan in a couple of years, there's this samurai museum there in Tokyo. I think it's in Shinjuku. And I wonder if they'll have something on that specific thing.
Oh, I'm sure you'll learn about it. There's some good samurai books out there. Like, I have one called Samurai the Last Warrior by John Mann. It's not a very big book. It's maybe pushing 300 pages.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dear.
Oh, damn.
Punch her in the stomach. But hopefully she wasn't pregnant. But
I don't think so.
It's an interesting book. Like, learning about samurais is so interesting because when you go over the entire history of Japan, the role of samurais and all that changes over time. It's very interesting.
Yeah, one of the movies I really like watching outside the whole Seven Samurai one there was, I think it was Yojimbo and another one.
Sanjuro.
Yeah, Sanjuro and Yojimbo. Like, they're pretty much I think one of them is a sequel to the first one. I think Yojimbo.
Sanjuro, I think, is the sequel.
You know, I think you might be right.
I have those movies, and I bought a number of them. But here's the thing: I only got halfway through Seven Samurai 8 years ago and never finished. And the only other movie I watched was Rashomon because it was an hour and a half. Oh, dear Lord, he killed her. Oh, no, he didn't.
But, yeah, Sanjuro is the sequel to Yojimbo. But
I got to watch those.
Yeah, the Seven Samurai one, the last time I watched that was when I was at the student housing up in the Twin Cities there years ago. So that's over a decade ago, the last time I watched that. So I need to get around to watching it.
Yeah, well, like I said, technically I've never finished it, so... And I've got all these other Akira Kurosawa ones. I saw the end of Throne of Blood in Samurai class, but I never seen it in its entirety.
I'm not sure if I have the Throne of Blood one. But I know I do have that Rashomon one.
Rashomon's pretty good.
And then I think I have the Hidden Fortress.
I think I got that one too, yeah. I got all those movies, and I've only watched one of them in its entirety.
The other good movie that you should look at is called High and Low. That one's pretty good. It's not samurai or like medieval Japan stuff. It's kind of more in the 50s and stuff, but it's pretty good.
There was one I grabbed just because a lot of people said it was a real good one. I can't remember if it's done by Kurosawa himself or what, but it's a movie called Ikiru.
Yeah.
It's got Takashi Shimura in it.
Yeah. But yeah, High and Low is also a Kurosawa movie. It's got Toshiro Mifune in it.
Let's just turn off Kamen Rider and talk about samurai.
Yeah.
Kurosawa here. This snowman knows martial arts. Like most of the other Shocker villains maybe know a very small amount, but otherwise it's just like street fighting, glorified street fighting. So well, he's a street fighter, and I told you never to fight a street fighter fight. Come on, let's get out of here. Come on. Mr. George Washington Duke.
Now we get a buddy movie here.
Is this like Tango and Cash or Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, or
It's
name your buddy? What are the guys from Lethal Weapon? The character names Danny Glover, Mel Gibson, whatever their names are.
I don't know. I don't even think I've really seen any of those movies except briefly many years ago. Of
Who would
course.
have thought the writer kick?
And using a dummy.
This episode seemed like it went by really fast.
It sure did, yes. When you talk about a lot of the Kurosawa films and stuff, things do go fast.
Yeah, we need to talk about samurai movies more often. Make the same discussion, considering there's only like maybe 10 good samurai movies.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, it is over.
Yep.
Hongo should be up front because this is really his series.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Count Dracula, I guess, is our new Colonel Zal. And while this guy is very goofy, I'm actually glad that if they're going to do it, it's in the hands of a capable actor like AC Yamamoto.
Yeah. Magma Monster
Ghoster. Magma Monster Ghoster.
All right. Let me get that pause there. So.
Oh, for the Pete's sakes.
What?
How do I get back to the menu? I forgot how I did that. Wait a minute. Okay, I think it's working here. Why did it... Oh. Hold up here. Why don't you go ahead and just give your final thoughts while I get this straightened out on my end.
Yeah, so the final thoughts outside of talking about all the samurai movies there and stuff. It's great to see Hongo back in this after close to a year in our time, at least. But in a handful of episodes, I can't think of what specific episode where we last saw him, but
20, I think it was 20 because I think we started off 21 when we got back here, didn't we? No, it was 24. 23,
either 21 or 22, somewhere around there. But nevertheless, as far as Dr. Death, but I'm just going to call him Dracula Dude.
Dracula Dude. Double D.
At least with this, with the whole shocker thing, it sort of melds in a little bit better in a way, but it kind of takes you more or less into the fantasy realm where kind of earlier on in the Kamen Rider show where it was more grounded in a way where you had this kind of the Nazi inspired shocker organization and all that. But with Dr. Death here, it's sort of good to see another familiar face, but I don't know if it's sort of necessary to have him in here. Just another replacement for General Zo. I mean, you've already got the Shocker leader and then some of the minions, and then you got the monster commanders and all that stuff for every episode in here. So I don't know if there's some sort of reason behind having some sort of middleman between the Shocker leader and the generals and all that. And beats me in ways.
It's because they can. That's why.
Yeah. So I just hope that he's not around a whole lot to where it would get to the point to where it's just sort of a bit of a nuisance and him being a little bit irrelevant. So I hope he's just maybe in this next episode and then just doing his own thing after that, not sticking around. But it just feels like you're not being in with the whole chakra thing as much. It's like you're sort of trying to get away from it, which is kind of sort of weird, in my opinion. But other than that, the snowman, abominable snowman, or Yeti, wherever you want to call him, the suit of it is so at least. I mean, it's just a long, hairy, alien-looking thing. It's not the greatest one out of the whole other generals that we've seen the last several episodes, but with the next one here, I think is going to look pretty good. So we'll find out. Other than that, same old formula here with the general getting the ass kicked out of him, and but this time having a double rider kick from both Hayato and Hongo this time, and exploding in Michael Bay style. So with that, I'll give episode 40. I'll give it a B-.
I'm not sure if I should give final thoughts because my mind was with Kurosawa samurai movies. So I pass. I abstain. All right, so let's get ready for no.
You're like, you son of a bitch.
That'd be funny if one of us did it. That'd be a historic day. But yeah, it wasn't too bad. I think I said that. I know I definitely said this during the episode, and I said it last podcast, but I'm just tired of Taki and Tachibana just because Taki is making our main character look worthless, and Tachibana is just a grouch. I mean, he has served no real purpose for quite some time, and either you get rid of him entirely or you figure out a way to get him involved in a constructive way, and they have not done that since episode 20 something maybe. So Ace Yamamoto, I really like the actor and stuff. He really plays up the role here, and I think he understands the role he's playing, and he's doing it very well. I think he's playing it better than it should. He's not Dr. Death. As we said, he's Count Dracula. So I really like him here. I would rather, if he's going to stick around for a while, which I think he might, I'm glad it's him and not that Colonel Zoll. I mean, that not only to me, that character was it was uninteresting in so many ways. This character, in many ways, serves the same purpose as Zoll, but he's better simply because you got a better actor in that role as this second in command, or whatever you want to call him. So the Abominable Snowman, Jason didn't really care as much for him. I still thought it's very much on par with much of what we've seen the last 3-4 podcasts or whatever, because certainly with some of the suits we've seen over the course of this series, it could have been a lot worse. And so I thought it was still pretty good for the most part. Definitely the Shaggy Dog mentality, but you know what? I'm okay with that because this is such a goofy show. I mean, at some point last year, I made a big deal out of Hongo somehow like turning into Kamen Rider just as a bomb went off because the explosive air like hit the fan deal on his belt. Like I remember that. I'm go back and listen to that one. I made a whole issue of it. But
you make everything an issue.
No, I don't. Actually, I don't.
He does.
But this was an okay episode. I like snow settings. I really do. There's just something about the snow and the mountains and stuff I find to be really interesting as far as setting. I think it's better than desert. To me, desert shows cheap because when you know the history of certain shows and films, the reason why certain movies and shows film out in desert areas is because no one wants to go there. And so therefore it's less money for these studios to pay the state or the province or whatever to go out there and film, to get licenses to do so.
Easy there.
About knocked it off. So to me, desert settings are just boring and dull. Don't even get me started on that. But I'll give. It still wasn't great. I'm still right there with Jason. I'll give it a B-. I just think it's a high B- for me, is what I'll say. All right. Episode 41, Magma Monster Ghoster, Decisive Battle at Sakuroji. Magma Monster Ghoster. Jeez.
The names that they come up with.
Might as well call it Chubster Schuster. Chubster Schuster.
Oh, God.
All right. So we ready?
Yep, we are ready.
3, 2, 1, go. All right, Jason, I have and I'm not being goofy when I ask this, but this is a serious proposition that I am bringing up here. As part of our podcast, let us also cover some samurai movies, most notably Akira Kurosawa samurai.
We're going to do that right now.
I'm not saying right now, no, but I'm like, as early as sometime this year, even. Like, do a commentary on one.
We'll see.
As one of those, like, just, fun, out of the blue type of episodes. Because after talking about it, I'm like, you know what? Most of those movies I have not seen. It would be a wonderful podcast to do.
Like I said, we shall see.
Is it me, or did the Kamen Rider mask at the beginning and end of those credits look more derpy than usual?
Because they are derpy.
Okay. So in a way, I mean, all of this has been a sequel, but this is probably more of a sequel than we've gotten in a little while.
Yeah. Well, it's like sequel in a way, is meaning that there's sort of like a continuation where it was like cut at the end of the last episode, just continuing on. It's pretty much something like Spectre Man and a couple of the Kamen Rider episodes, but they were, most of the time, they're just usually contained.
Yeah. I mean, I said, they're all like connected, but yeah, some are more connected than others.
But yeah, it seems like this time around it appears to be a little more connected, continuing on from the last episode, where you're basically not continuing on with the same monster or general, for that matter.
He's hanging onto the claw. How come, satellites were around at this time? How come Japan didn't notice, hey, there's this giant crane out in the middle of nowhere?
Or like alien bases and all that stuff.
You rooting for anyone in the Super Bowl?
I haven't really watched a whole lot of NFL, even though many years I haven't really watched much of it. I probably might go with the Niners, just barely.
I'm rooting for the Niners, but I think the Chiefs are going to win.
Like, for me, if
defense and Brock Purdy.
Like, for me, if the Niners on both sides of the ball, if they're sleeping like they did in the Lions game, there against the Chiefs, and if they rack up the scores pretty early, I think it's with the Chiefs. I think that if that ever happens, then I probably would think that the Chiefs probably would win that round. But if the Niners try to hold on early on, then I think they probably would win it.
Yeah, the Niners defense has been pretty poor in the postseason, and it was pretty good other than maybe 1 or 2 games during the regular season. I thought to myself, man, the 2 postseason games they played in our indie indication, they're not going to win. And I don't trust Brock Purdy. First of all, he's from Iowa State.
Yeah.
So that's like 2 strikes already against him. Another thing is I just don't think he's mature enough as far as experienced player. But who knows? We thought that with Tom Brady going into Super Bowl 36, and look what happens.
Yeah, we get the armadillo guy back.
I'm glad to see that they actually didn't just throw away those suits.
Yeah,
they're occasionally reusing.
Because around these days in Japan, they usually didn't care about preserving some of these suits for later on. That they would just completely destroy them and all that.
What about your Speedo?
He's accusing them of stealing his Speedo.
That would be funny. That's what the episode was about. Where's my Speedo?
Give me back my Speedo, you bitches.
She abandoned you.
Yeah, my tummy is
Oh my
rumbling.
gosh. Men like us don't cry. Shut up, dude. Just shut up. I hate that whole men don't cry sort of bull crap. Just shut up. I cried an awful lot on Tuesday because my 11th anniversary of our cat. This episode already has a big strike against it. They could get it back and is instead of saying men don't cry, if they sing pimps don't cry.
Wimp.
That looks like it's blue screen.
I didn't quite catch it there.
Hongo's like, I get my job back. See, look at the sky. Doesn't that look blue screen? Like the whole thing?
It's because it's the sky. It's blue.
No. I'm talking about the whole thing. Big dummy.
That's a good one.
Bunghole.
一文字悪く思うな。お前の言った通り、コインは両方とも裏だ。
I tricked you because both sides were heads.
Heads I win, tails you lose. Are these henchmen weird shocker creatures too? Because all they do is eat.
That's what I like to know, even though that they're just regular human and just wearing luchador suits.
Okay, so they got Taki and Tachibana. I would say kill those two and let the others go.
Yeah. Be funny if Hongo hits one of those giant rocks and then falls from his bike and then breaks his leg again.
He's like, not again.
I just got back.
I will never ride a motorcycle again.
Oh, he did it. Well, that should have been obvious. He's not there. I wonder, like, when these minions joined up the Shocker organization, like, maybe one of the requirements is to make sure that they do the eep noise and see if it's pitch perfect for them to join up.
I would like to have the Shocker minions do an album where all their songs are eep, beep, 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 you know, different to the tune of different songs.
Yeah. Oh, dang. We got Stabbeth again.
From the hearts of hell, I stabbeth thee. From Moby Dick.
It's the mole dude.
Did you hear the armadillo?
Yeah.
That's a new one. That'd be funny if he did like a rider kick, but it was done in like a split fashion.
Oh, jeez. Like the Jean-Claude Van Damme splits.
Yeah. I'm jealous that Jean-Claude can do that.
Well, you should be.
It's so obvious. They didn't paint around that guy's eye in the suit. So I'm calling Tachibana crab cakes. I'm going to call Taki Chubster Schuster.
Or a glowy one, because he's from the FBI.
Or not a real cop.
Pretender.
Or you could do the funny FBI acronym that we've seen on mugs and T-shirts, the female body investigator.
Oh, yeah. I sort of forgot about that one.
Oh, dear. Thank you, finally. Like an opponent that's immune from that stupid kick. Oh.
Well, I think we had another general that was sort of immune to a lot of the kicks. I forget which one, though. But then he did like a power kick or whatever it was. You know, this Ghoster guy kind of looks like a deformed version of Bane. The way he looks.
Can you imagine, like, this right here is the end of Hongo?
Yeah.
He's back for an episode and a half and they kill him.
Well, according to the episode list, he's in it for the long haul.
Aren't there, like, some episodes where he's not involved for a bit, though?
Maybe, but it's the same way with Taki, but that's towards the very end where he's out for a couple episodes. Quit peeking at babes at the beach.
Yeah, he's a boy. We did the same thing.
fight.
Isn't it a little strange that maybe I would rather watch this than the rest of the episode?
Oh, come on. Just slap him.
That's like your solution to everything.
Well, it's a solution for you, too.
No, I'm more about the Adam's apple smack. Preferably with a hardcover book.
Yo, I saw a video on Twitter last night where someone just did like a hardcore like back slap to someone. Just completely knocked him out.
I can just imagine what that might have looked like, and the guy just falling down like a barrel of bricks.
Yeah, it's like pretty much his soul left his body after that.
I don't think I've heard that one. His soul left his body from a backhanded slap.
Just the way after
funny.
he got a backhanded slapped him, it's like the way he fell. He just looked like a freaking rag doll.
Oh, that was funny. Oh, by the way, there's Kamen Rider.
Yeah.
I think you can tell where interests lie in samurai movies and people getting slapped by backhanded means.
Here he comes to save the day. Funny if he went way too fast and then he tried to slow down but couldn't, and then just goes off the cliff. Damn, he just ran him over. Kamen Rider versus Kamen Rider.
I was hoping, like, when would this happen? Just because I thought Hongo would want his job back, and Hayato would be like, no way, and then they start fighting each other, who gets the starring gig.
Well, at least it's the second episode in when Hongo comes back. I wonder which one's gonna do the rider kick first to end it all.
For the love of Pete. Jeez.
They both do the kick at one another.
Maybe that fight with the kids was sort of an omen to what was to come.
Could be. Wait, what? So they're just battling Hongo, who's still in their powers?
Who really cares anymore?
I don't really get it.
Shocker has never made sense. I mean, for crying out loud, if Taki and other regular Joe schmucks can find their base, I mean, that tells you what
Wait. So
they're
now,
incapable.
so now he wait. So now he's back to normal. But yeah, after Hayato uses brainwaves or something, Hongo just punches him in the stomach.
Yep. That's all I can say.
I'm so confused. Come on, deformed Bane. You know, just the way that he looks. It's like he has a volcano top for his head. And it looks like he's sort of bleeding on the left side there.
Yeah, it's supposed to be magma. Because he's
I know.
Monster Magma Ghoster or whatever his name is.
I know, but it just seems a little weird. It's like he's just constantly bleeding all the time.
Oh, come on. I thought he was immune to that.
Well, you got double.
Not dead.
You got double the Kamen Rider where it was just one Kamen Rider trying to do the kick.
I'm starting to honestly get annoyed with
So
this
basically, it was a delay explosion.
I mean, I'm seriously starting to get annoyed with this show. Like, he's got several other ones. He's got Rider Punch, like, and a number of other, like, Rider stuff. Now, granted...
Rider bitch slap.
Right, and, like, it just... Look, a kick and a punch, yeah, they're technically different, but it's the same thing. It's like a powerful Power Rangers type move. But whatever, but everything anymore over the last however many episodes, at least since we've come back to Kamen Rider, has been Rider Kick.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's been Rider Kick. And I'm sick of it.
Mm-hmm.
There's no creativity. It's like, why should I bother watching anymore?
Mm-hmm.
Because I know how this is going to end. Said Shocker General here is going to be destroyed by Rider Kick. How creative and original. I mean, I might just give this episode a really low rating just because of the annoying repetition, and it just so happens to be collateral damage as a result of that. I'm so sick of this. Like, I'm getting really angry about it because there's no creativity here.
Yeah.
And the ride to get there, it's like, okay, some rides are maybe just a little bit better than others, but otherwise it's all fine, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But
some bromance going on here. But yeah, I think the continuation is that they just do a couple episodes in Kyushu here, and now they're leaving at the very end.
it looked like that ship tried to make a left turn, but it kept drifting pretty hard to the right. Flyman. So just a word of note to everyone, after this next episode, I'm going to have to switch over to another disc for that final episode that we do here.
Yeah.
So you want to go ahead?
Give me a moment here. There we go. Okay, so episode 41 is just kind of a continuation with episode 40 here, where they're just kind of in Kyushu there with Dracula dude. And you got some of the familiar faces as far as some of the generals of the past, Shocker generals in the past episodes. here, which is a bit rare. Excuse me, in a ways when it comes to these types of shows. But yeah, it's just your usual Kamen Rider episode here. There's the Magma Monster Ghoster one. It's a pretty good looking design, although on his left side you kind of have that magma looking aesthetic there with kind of that volcano head.
I think
top.
it's cool.
Yeah, it just, that magma part just kind of looks like he's just bleeding profusely on one side there, and it also sort of looks like a deformed Bane with all the hoses and stuff kind of all over the body there. But yeah, and it seems like towards the end it looks like we're not going to see Hongo again, especially when it's said in the subtitles that says that he belongs in Europe there. So but for the matter of fact, in the Wikipedia thing, that he's going to be in here quite a bit, but I thought he was going to be in it more or less in the long haul for that matter. But yeah, with episode 41 here, I probably would give this one, I'll give it a B.
Like I said here, as the episode was ending, this episode is going to be in an unfortunate position in which I am going to start docking points, so to speak, in my rating if there's more rider kicks. Even though this has been going on for a while, I have reached a point where the water is overflown from the glass, and I am just beyond sick of that move, considering he's got 3 or 4 other finishers he could do. Now, granted, a rider punch is like nothing more special than a kick, but it's just the fact that the kick has been going on for so long. There haven't been any other means in which Kamen Rider has disposed of these new shocker generals. So starting with this episode, I'm going to be starting to severely dock points. It wasn't too bad. I thought Magma Monster Ghoster MMG, the suit was really cool. I like the magma effect on the left side of it. It was okay. I was waiting for a Kamen Rider versus Kamen Rider fight because I thought you can't have Hongo come back and have everything be sneechy peachy. Mm-hmm. So we got a little bit of that in here. It was an okay episode. I think before my docking of the points, I would have given it like a C+, but now because I'm docking for Rider Kick, I'm calling it the Rider Kick dock. I'm docking it down to a C-.
Oh, wow.
So that's severe because, yeah, so Kamen Rider shows, I am warning you right now that if this continues, it's very possible that the vast majority of your remaining episodes are going to be below average just because of Rider Kick. Just letting you know.
So originally you were going to have it as a C+, but then docked it all the way down to C-. So that's pretty much 2 grades docking points right there.
Just pretty much, yeah. So, yep. Because I'm at this point.
Yeah. All right. So you said 42 is the last one on your disc, right?
No, this upcoming one is. So after episode 40.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 42. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting confused here. I blame Kamen Rider. And yeah. I got Rider kicked. And now I got the amnesia.
He got concussed from the Rider kick. Although he didn't go Michael Bay after that.
My soul left my body temporarily. All right, we ready?
Yes, I am ready.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, put the screen back up.
That'd be funny if they came up with a new finisher called Rider Concussed or Rider Concussion.
Or Rider backhanded slap.
Like Rider Concussed could even be something as simple as them like grabbing someone by the ankles, twirling them, and having the opponent's head hit like a cement pillar.
Yeah. Or like he uses sword, like a sword as a weapon. Why don't he just do some kind of grotesque finisher move with the sword?
Yeah, I know. It just that's the thing. Like he's got other means, and everything anymore has been rider kick, rider kick, rider kick.
Or just take his motorcycle and just run him over. Problem solved.
彼を解凍したショッカーは世界征服を企む悪の秘密結社である。仮面ライダーは人間の自由のためにショッカーと戦うのだ。悪魔の使者、カイティ、ハエ男。
What the heck? Yeah, right. No one would have done that.
Dang.
君たちは貸しただけだろ。うるせえな。またまたしてるからいけねえんだよ。何だって言うんだ。あわよ。
Damn.
Why are those two still here?
You know why? Just to piss you off. You know, you can go faster than this. It's not like they're going that fast. Make it more enticing.
I kind of like this.
Eyeball.
Go after some jerk citizens. Just beat them up.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, Kamen Rider, you're finally becoming a little useful for once.
It's like they got a underground submarine or something with that camera or telescope.
He has ice cold blood because he was associated with some dope that was driving fast. How does that work? You only lost, half an arm.
Tis only but a scratch.
Don't worry. Instead of bleeding out tonight, you'll bleed out in 3 days.
Oh. Looks like Goro there's got like a little blood spot on his right sleeve of his shirt.
Like you said, 'tis but a scratch. So we're 42 episodes in and they keep doing the same thing, operating to make them cyborgs. Either you think they would figure out some other baseline foundation to make the cyborgs in general better, or simply quit the cyborg operation altogether and try to do something different. You have ice cold blood in your veins. I'm going to turn you into a fly.
Like, just do what Inferno Man did.
You mean Super Inframan?
Yeah, Super Inframan. I thought it was Inferno Man, but yeah, just place bunch of like little computer chips and trinkets and stuff on the guy, and then just do some kind of beam, and then he'll turn full on cyborg.
Yeah, that evil dragon queen or whatever she was named in that movie was actually better than Shocker, and even she had her moments of imbecility.
And like the henchmen in there were pretty competent.
Yeah, they were funny to watch too.
Yeah.
One of them got stepped on and squished like a bug.
Yeah, that red bug guy.
I thought it was some green goopy guy, but maybe.
Oh, the red guy had the blood of green.
Oh, I haven't seen that movie in a while.
Not in the last few years when we last commentated or reviewed it.
That was great. Please don't do the rider kick, because I want to give this an up score for that.
She's got her Mardi Gras colors on.
She's looking pretty pale.
Whoa there.
Oh, man.
Whoa there.
We're going to go there. Okay.
My thoughts exactly when I saw that.
That gal looked pale, too. What is going on?
Didn't get too much sunlight or vitamin D3.
You know, what the Flyman did there to the coffee is something similar to what I saw happen in Rambo Last Blood, and then that did not end too well for the bad guys.
No. We have reasons.
I would have been like, maybe he deserved it. Did you ever think about that? No, the boy is a survivalist. He's like John Rambo. He can survive anything. She's got to be a Shocker minion.
Or just an arrogant person.
No, it's Shocker. I guarantee you it's Shocker.
I don't think it would be, because what would be the point of the Flyman just sneakily putting in whatever it is in the coffee?
I think because the shocker minion is trying to make sure everyone drinks it and drinks it quickly so they can implement their plan faster.
I don't know.
And probably keep an eye on everything to make sure they do drink it. Everybody.
I don't think she is part of or disguised as Shocker. I think she's just arrogant.
Oh, is this the end of him? He's a good actor, but I don't like his character here. Like I said, I want him gone. What was that Boyo Yoink said? I'm gonna shank you. You know, it would hurt Taki, but I would think it wouldn't hurt Hayato that much because he's a cyborg. So here we go.
He must have forgot. He must have forgot that he's a cyborg.
Tachibana is becoming useful, and Taki's gonna get it, maybe. I keep forgetting crab cakes and Chubster Schuster. I like that sort of purr.
A fly's version of a purr.
The fliper. We'll call, oh dear.
I don't remember flies doing that. What the heck? It just explodes from that?
You get a clap for being a genius. I sent you a message.
Let's see. Oh. No.
There he goes again.
Oh, man. Now, once you type that.
Oh, man. Oh, this is great. Come on. Please do not do the rider kick. I so badly want to give this an A. That little purr just oh, that is great. That'd be funny if in mid-transformation, like, the Shocker General stopped him and started just beating him up while he was midway in transformation.
You're going to have a serious bad hangover.
It's that easy.
It looks like it.
Chubster, you're not helping us. Why are we tied up? We can't trust you.
You guys did embarrassing, terrible things out in Shimbashi last night.
First of all, if you streak down Main Street, And you were yelling, "Senpai, senpai."
Notice me, senpai.
一文字の命を狙う殺し屋となっているのだ。博士、今のうちにこの薬を日本中の人間どもに飲ませてしまいましょう。待て。その前に残っているクラブに。
Because that's too easy and it makes too much sense.
Yeah.
行け、ハリオット。
Flyman is actually a better leader than any of those shocker guys.
Yeah.
じゃあもういいよ。ガリンだからさ、ダメじゃないか。
At first, I thought he said you have to die now. Like, at first, that's what I thought it said.
You know, funny, Goro just takes that entire tray of food and just throws it onto the kid.
Just starts beating him with it. I see the strings so clearly.
And there he goes again. Try to spike the
Oh
drink.
my gosh.
食事を持ってきては。
That's his preferred method. Jeez Louise.
いただきます。はい、これじゃあ。
Better watch out for that fly, man.
あー、うまい。
Uh-oh, he's in trouble now.
Man, Goro just looks so emo. And then
And
the
the
gal
gal
there,
looks confused.
that's what I was gonna say. maybe not only confused, but maybe a little constipated.
Oh, geez. So there was a perfect opportunity there to, like, you know, dispose of a witness.
Yeah.
How did he get all the way over there? How did he get out of his hospital bed, out of the hospital, in front of them, and there? Like,
Kent, you know what I'm gonna say. Go to your timeout corner.
no, I will not go to my corner.
I like how Goro there kind of looks like a distinguished human.
ヒロシ君がいないんだ。この電それで誰かヒロシ君の姿を見た者はいないのか。
Why are they always, like, using
誰
knives?
も知らないって言うから。
This is almost hilarious. It's like one of those goofy Abbott and Costello movies where, you know, someone's trying to walk up behind you and stab you, and they look, and they're like, and you know, and then you turn your back on them.
Yeah.
And
Now the one gal and Tachibana are back into their spell again. What the fuck?
well, Chubster Schuster thought ammonia was going to cure him. That just tells you how bright he is. It's all his fault. Maybe he's in on the conspiracy.
Maybe he's the shocker boss all this entire time.
I think Michael Caine needs to give some life advice about Chubster here. This is another segment of life advice from Michael Caine. You know that talky fella from Kamen Rider? Don't trust him. He's in on it. This has been another segment of life advice from Michael Caine. Break his arm. Break his arm. That I just he killed him.
Well, he's Kamen Rider. He has superhuman strength.
Oh man. He's hitting ladies here.
And so is Taki.
He's hitting the little boy. What the? Yeah, let's go into the building that the flyman is in. That's safe.
Yeah. Or just go higher up where you're pretty much restricting your getaway.
Yeah, where your options are like nil.
It's like the only option is just to jump off the building.
Speaking of harakiri. Come at me, bro. A fly mask. Please do not do the rider kick. I am begging you. Do not do the rider kick. Oh, no. Okay. So that's like a loophole.
After your major docking in the last episode, they quickly try to find out
a little bit
another way to do it.
You're like, okay, we won't do the rider kick, but we will do a revolving rider kick, huh?
More
that
specifically, the rider flip kick.
I will dock half a point for that, just because it's still a kick. But you still get, some of those points back, because I was mildly more amused by it being a revolving kick.
早男を使っての死神博士の恐ろしい計画は仮面ライダー一万騎隼人によって撃破された。しかし、ショッカーはなおも必要に攻撃してくるのだ。
Of course they are going to attack again.
What do we got coming up here? Ooh, what is this thing? Strange Birdman Planodon? Shouldn't that be Pteranodon instead of Planodon? This is Planodon.
It's just their own unique way.
Okay. Yeah.
Why don't you go ahead?
All right. So definitely, I love the flyman and the brrr that he does.
Yeah.
The explosive fly spit is pretty funny in several different ways. I just find this episode to be funny. It's almost, like I said a few minutes ago, like an Abbott and Costello style of film where everyone that comes under the spell of Flyman uses a knife and they're trying to sneak up on people, and then the person turns around, they're like, right. It's pretty goofy. I really thought this was more fun just because it's goofier in many respects. And like I said, I'm docking it. First and foremost, it was an A until about the second half, because in the second half there were issues with like the little boy somehow magically getting in front of Flyman and Goro and the other gal outside of the hospital. Like, there are just a few things that I'm like, wait a minute, that makes no sense. So I'm giving it it was an A-. I'm docking it a little bit of a point because of the revolving kick, but I'm not docking it as many as I would have. So I'm, instead of what would have been like a B-, I'm giving it a very high B because of that.
Okay. Yeah, and with episode 42, the Flyman. As far as the suit, I think it was pretty good this time around, along with the Ghoster one. Like those two so far are probably the best ones that we've seen so far. And then, yeah, involving some of the people like earlier on the episode where they're like running over or people or just like running them off the road and all that stuff, and then Hayato just chasing after them. Like the one thing with that chase scene, sort of at the beginning, it's like they weren't going that fast. You can definitely see that they were going pretty slow. It's like,
this is the 70s. Cars weren't as fast though.
but still, just the way it was looking, like it's just sort of not much of a chase scene in a way. But yeah, it's overall, it's just kind of your typical Kamen Rider episode, just kind of sort of getting back sort of in the basics after the past two episodes here. A little bit better, I'd say, than the previous one and maybe the previous two. But yeah, still the kick thing, although a tad bit different this time around.
It's a spinny one this time.
the rider flip kick, but yeah, other than that, it's a pretty decent episode. I'd say I'll be right there with Kent's rating. I'll go with a B on this one as well.
You were talking about the car chase. My favorite car chase of all time, because it is unintentionally hilarious, is the car chase from the H-Man. Because they try to make it so dramatic, but when you watch it, it looks like they're going 25 miles an hour.
Or I would say one of the better chase ones is the submarine chase from Latitude Zero.
Oh yeah, I should have known because I watched that movie like a month ago. Yeah, for the first time in I don't know how many years. Yeah, that one was pretty, I think, unintentionally silly, but I still think the H-Man one takes the cake. I think that one's still funnier. So I need to change out discs here.
All right. Why don't we just take a 5-minute break here?
All right, sounds good.
All right. Well, I'll put the screen up here. We'll be right back, folks. All right, you ready?
I am. So listen to the names.
Give me a moment here to take off a few things so you can see us. Oop.
Not name. Listen to the names of some of these upcoming episodes we have here. I'm hoping they're good, but the last time I said that, we had the Ku Klux Klan show up. So after the one that we're going to do here, Graveyard Monster Kababinga?
Kababinga?
What?
Kababinga?
Yeah. And then Monster Name Whales Gas Explosion Plan.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
Showdown, Snow Mountain Monster Bear Conger, might mean Bear Cougar, I don't know. The Death Calling Ice Devil, Toto Geeler, Blood Sucking Marshes of Hero Gorilla. Some of these sound like they could be really good.
Well, just hope so.
But like I said last time, so like a little bit of inside baseball. after the disaster that was the Ku Klux Klan the last episode, Jason and I, for like a little while at the end of the episode, we were talking about how maybe we need to start in some ways looking ahead to some of the episodes, like reading some previews at least on at least Kamen Rider episodes and non-Ultraman tokusatsu episodes moving forward, just in case some crap like that on the werewolf episode happened. And so we just kind of decided, okay, well, what's, gonna be coming up here? Like, is there anything that would be considered like really ridiculous? And what was it, like Kamen Rider V3? Was it?
It was Kamen Rider X. It's it's 2 series. Oh, well, it's a series after V3, which Rider X is his 3rd in the franchise, but it has the Starfish Hitler.
Yeah, Starfish Hitler. And we were just like, oh my gosh. Like if we ever cover that series, it's just like, man, like we decided if we are aware of something like that ahead of time, what we might do is watch it and then quickly just say something about it on the show, but not actually cover it via the commentary, and just basically say it gets an automatic F because there's like Starfish Hitler. And they're just some things that are done in poor taste. I mean, like we talked about last time, it's fine to have like an uber villain. And I know the Nazis are like kind of the prime example of that. But when you actually do things that are like Starfish Hitler, like you're actually using Hitler and like his image, and you're doing something like Ku Klux Klan the last time, no, like that's in poor taste. So,
well, I know in one of the earlier episodes here of Kamen Rider, I know that when they were going on some sort of treasure hunt or something of the sort, where they had a metal box that had the swastika on it.
Yeah. But see, the interesting thing is the swastika is like a Hindu thing. I think it is.
It's part of the basically I think it's a Buddhist
it's
symbol,
one of those,
but it's more or less traditionally backward.
It's different. It sits
differently aligned and all that. Yeah.
And this is true. There's a subdivision of houses like back behind over here where we live. And I go on walks over there pretty frequently. And I kid you not. And, our area has a high Indian population. And I walk by this house, and every time I happen to look like above the doorway, there's a swastika, like the Indian. And I have to do a double take each time. I'm like, wait a minute. And the first time I saw that, I'm like, what the hell? Like at first, for a split second, I thought like a white supremacist or something lived there. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Like it's turned differently and stuff. I'm like, okay, so it's not the Nazi swastika. It's Buddhist, Hindu, whichever religion it is that has that version. So,
yeah. Well, it's like on Google Maps, whenever I look at Japan, whenever you go by like one of the Shinto shrines or a Buddhist temple or whatever, they even Google Maps will show kind of that religious symbol of the swastika there.
Well, did you know that in the American version of Godzilla Raids Again, there's this it's a quick montage of like maybe 30 seconds or so, but I think it's when like Osaka is opening back up, when they think Godzilla has veered off and gone further out in the Pacific. There's this like couple second moment where it's a dancing theater performance, and when you look off to the sides, there are these gray circles over the middle parts of the curtains because there's swastikas on them. And I don't remember if it's because it's the German swastika or if it's the Buddhist one, but regardless, it's a swastika. And so the American distributors block those out.
Never even noticed it.
I didn't notice it either until I listened to a commentary on it like 6-7 years ago. I think you can even read about it in like one of the books.
I wonder, now that you mention it, since both of us have that Criterion collection of the Showa Godzilla films, there. I wonder if they have that version of Godzilla Raids again, where they show a little bit of that. But
well, if you got the classic media with the American one, for sure, it's there.
oh, okay.
I'm not sure about the Japanese cut. I've only watched the first like 10 minutes of the Japanese cut, but I haven't, gone all the way through it. So be interesting. I kind of want to watch it now just to see if it's there.
But anyways, let's get off our little diatribe here and let's get back to the show here.
Instead of talking about incredibly evil people, let's get back to Kamen Rider. Are we ready?
I am ready.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go. Last episode we're covering for this podcast. You have yet to sing the Kamen Rider for this episode.
I just haven't even thought about it.
Oh, come on.
Hey, that's part of our name.
Yeah. Is that where you got it from, Jason?
No, not really. It just came into my mind without even thinking of like any other familiar places. But it's like, I know they say go a lot in the tokusatsu stuff or Super Sentai. Kamen Liar.
There we go.
Kamen Liar. There. You happy now?
Yes, because it's a tradition now.
Shut up. Here's your Pranodon. We get this nice, happy camping, sceney moments in these tokusatsu episodes, and then all of a sudden shit hits the fan.
That's how it is. I mean, it happens occasionally even in the Ultraman shows.
It's like that most of the time with these tokusatsu shows.
Aren't the children happy? Uh-oh, it's hitting the fan.
Doesn't quite look like a tunnel. It's like there's just a light on it somewhere. Kind of looks like an offshoot of Zegra.
Oh, yeah, a little bit. I like kind of the ribcage area where it almost looks like it's bony.
Yeah. He's pretty bony. Oh, jeez. You really bitch slapped her hard.
Jeez Louise. And then he gently puts this tissue on her.
これでこの娘は私が発する電波によって自由に操縦できます。
Now I can't blame her for that fart that I just did. That
jeez.
エミちゃん、どこ行ってたんだ？ずいぶん心配したぜ。そう。とにかく見つかってよかった。それじゃ帰ろうか。
It seems like the more that we get this Dracula dude involved here, it seems like the majority of the episodes where a lot of the people are under his control.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. There's something funny I sent to you in your Facebook Messenger that I think you will appreciate.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hi, Mark. Oh, jeez. That would be funny if she laughed at him. He's like, "You're scary," and then he's like, "Ah." It's like, that's not scary.
The heck?
They needed to make that more hideous.
Yeah, just put some little bit of purple and blue eyeliner on the gal's eyes, and you got it good.
Well, no, I mean his caca is what I mean.
You should have said that beforehand. It seems like that she was back to normal, but then now it's like, she was betraying his or refusing to do his orders and all that, but then now it seems like she went back into control there, which is a bit weird. Oh, your favorite human. Yeah, it seems like there's some instances where he's perfectly fine standing up, Dracula dude, and then it seems like there he was just rolling himself. So is he in the wheelchair in this?
I have no idea. Did something happen to Ace at that moment in his life? Like, did he hurt himself?
I don't know.
No. Arrest Chubster there. He looks suspicious. They got the blinds partially closed, so the light shines only on his eyes. So you're a female body investigator. You're not a real cop.
You're just a pretender. Yeah, he can just easily turn into a Kamen Rider and bust out of there like he's done so in so many previous episodes. Concrete can't hurt him.
Makes too much sense.
Well, it made too much sense for him to do that in other episodes. So what's stopping him?
Taki-san.
エミちゃんじゃないか。どうしてこんなとこへ？
ちょっとお話があるんです。
I just want to say, go to hell.
エミちゃん、話ってなんだい？ しょうか。
Please kill him. Kill him so hard. First of all, why aren't you using? Well, I'm sure if they gave them guns, they'd probably be shooting at each other by accident because they're bumbling buffoons. But eat my wind.
That's not the subtitle that I got.
What did yours say?
It's like, feel the force of my wind.
That's still funny. Mine said eat my wind. Regardless, both are hilarious. Oh man, I really want to give this one an A as well. No writer kick, please. No writer kick.
I was gonna say, just remember.
Eat my wind. That's a t-shirt worthy quote. We need to be writing these ideas down, Jason, and make t-shirts off of them. Make the proceeds go to a charity of some sort.
We shall see.
Seriously, we should. And in that way, all proceeds, you and I, we pick a charity. And then, like at the end of the year or whatever, give it to the charity.
We'll see. Boy, that was quite a bit of wind there.
Chubster, like, he's knocked out, but yet he's somehow able to stand up and make it seem like he's fainted by putting the back of his hand over his forehead.
Yeah. Like, if he was fainting, like, he wouldn't have any power to have that arm up.
He couldn't even stand up. It's so obvious, too, when they have done a couple of those close-ups of Pranodon, whatever they're calling this dude, that the actor is not in the suit.
And I've also noticed, too, that when he was fighting there, like, his little antenna things were, like lowering down more and more, and not straight up like they were.
Yes, kill this guy. Come on, you've been so close.
Can't kill him with a remote control device.
Put down your magazines.
Zip it up, I'm coming in.
警察の人。実はな、お前が警察から釈放された途端に、滝が行方不明になってな。
なんだか隼人さんを疑ってるような口ぶりだったわ。
滝はショッカーにさらわれたんだ。
ショッカー。
ショッカーなん
か。
すべては奴らの仕業なんだ。俺のカメラをすり替えたのも奴らに違いない。しかし、なんでそんな回りくどいことをするんだ。何か博士やるんなら奴ら直接手を下しゃいいじゃないか。奴らは博士を殺すと同時に、俺を犯罪者に仕立てようとしたんだ。なるほど。ショッカーの考えそうな手だ。すると、滝をさらったんだ。
誰？
僕だよ。入ってもいいかい
？You don't have anything suspicious in your room, don't you?
Yeah, it was something written by Hugh Hefner, I guess.
Yeah.
君がハイ君から帰ってきてからどうも様子がおかしいって心配してるんだよ。君、ハイキングの途中、山の中で1時間ばかり行方不明になったんだってね。もしかしたら、その時君に何かあったんじゃないのかい。僕の想像だが、その時君は 背中に羽の生えた超人にあったんじゃないのか。
Oh, jeez.
See, now we're thinking.
君はショッカーに操られていたんだな。
I've been part of chakra all this time. I'm not under control.
ベンジャー
The heck?
Draw. So,
Yeah, now he's in a wheelchair.
yeah, like,
He can stand up perfectly fine. What the heck?
did something happen to him in a previous episode?
I don't know, but he can stand up just fine there.
I wonder if Ace had some sort of injury. It only makes sense since we didn't see anything about the character going through something.
俺に逆らえないことが分かったか。さあ立て立てんな。
My precious gun.
その銃であの標的を狙うの。撃て。次は目だ。これで作戦は組通り成功したもないだ。この男に次の任務を教えてやれ。ああ。次にお前が狙うのはこの男だ。浪川博士は生田山へ向かう。お前はその途中を待ち伏せ。この銃で倒すのだ。その頃、浪川博士とアキラを乗せた乗用車は生田山へ向かうべく都心を出発していた。
Okay, we get it. Jeez.
That's Japan for you with those kinds of shots.
I think that shot was meant to make it seem like he was flying, but because obviously they couldn't like make it look realistic that he was flying, they did that.
I mean, they could just use a little miniature like they usually do with those flying planes and just kind of have a miniature version of him fly around.
Right. I mean, yeah, it would look obvious, but I would rather have that than what they just did there.
Yeah. And I think they've done that too in the past Kamen Rider episodes, if I'm not mistaken.
Not to that extent.
I would like to know the purpose of those metal discs for the
Yeah.
doctor.
I'm trying to figure that out too.
非常に成功にできた受信機だ。やばい一体。
It's like this subplot is, I think, taken from Destroy All Monsters, which probably was borrowed from something else, I'm sure.
Yeah.
浪川博士の車。狙撃して。しまった。浪川博士の命もあと5分。
Thank God we're only covering 4 now. I mean, again, this is in some ways technically better than Spectre Man, but at the same time, we're at a point where we've been at this for a month and a half, and I'm starting to grow a little meh on it because, again, like Rider Kick, and a few other things where you just kind of are going, man, this is wearing on me a little bit.
Yeah.
I swear we've seen this stretch of road like 5 times over the last 8 episodes. Like, didn't we see it in the last episode with those speeders? Like, right there is where they drove that guy off the road.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe
I swear we've seen this an awful lot.
It's just probably a nice location. that they prefer to kind of use it.
Kill him. Yeah. Beat him.
There you go, Cat.
I can't remember. Like, do you have a Super Robot Red Baron?
Yeah. I don't have the sequel one, though.
Right. I know. Well, I mean, I got the sequel and it's all in Japanese with no subtitles. So, I mean, we couldn't cover it anyway. But I was thinking maybe that could be our next one, unless we want to do like an Ultraman one.
We can think about when we get towards the end. We've got quite a ways to go here.
Yeah, we could even do like a short Ultraman in between, like something that's 26 episodes or something.
Well,
like Ultraman
actually, 2 episodes from now, when we hit 49, we'll officially be at the halfway point with this show.
Holy shit.
Yeah. But at least it's several episodes away from the halfway point.
So we still got more torturous things to experience.
Yep.
I'm joking, folks.
Or are you?
Partially, yes. I am half kidding and half being serious. I mean, look, I'm going to be brutally honest. I do like this stuff. I think it's entertaining. I think for me, though, personally, even though I don't watch any tokusatsu during the rest of the week, even watching 4 episodes once a week may just be a little too much for me, at least of when it comes to things like Spectre Man and Kamen Rider. I've never had issues watching any, well, other than Ultra 7, that's a different story, but
I think
I've never had issues.
I think he just did the kick.
Oh, damn it. But my point is Ultraman's a little bit different. Like I went through the entire original Ultraman series within a week and a half at one point, and I really enjoy it. And so far, when I've gone through parts of Leo and 80, I've really enjoyed that too. So I think it's something about the non-Ultraman tokusatsu that I have to really maybe pace myself.
Yeah.
Way to go, show. I have to really dock you some points now. How come he never gave a toy to any of the other boys?
Who knows?
He's showing favoritism.
He's a little biased.
That Goro kid, no, I don't want anything to do with him.
That kid, he can just buy his own stuff.
He's always, okay, I may have to start docking points even for them always showing him on a bike riding off at the end.
I think that's going to be for every episode.
I know. And like I said, we may have to start docking for that too. Oh, look at this grave. Oh, is it a skeleton type?
Kind of looked like Swamp Thing in a way.
Oh, we didn't get a good look at it.
It kind of looked like Swamp Thing.
I like Swamp Thing. The
Not
original
like
Wes Craven movie is not that great, but
it's not like I was criticizing it. It just looked like Swamp Thing there.
Oh, I know you weren't criticizing, but
But yeah, with episode 43, it felt a little bit boring this time around. It seemed that's what it felt like. You get, little things here and there sprinkled around as far as some action. and then Pranodon, and so on and so forth. And then after that, it just gets a little bit boring throughout the majority of it. But after, like I mentioned earlier, excuse me, it felt like now with Dracula dude here, it just felt like that. It seems though he's just his main shtick throughout his entire presence here is just try to get people under his control with some sort of remote control device or some sort of pill or medicine or whatever it is that makes people under their make them under his control per se. And I hope that doesn't become a thing, because then that's going to be a little bit boring. I think that I think that's probably getting to that point. That could have been part of it, because I mean, we saw for the second time in a row so far being under their spell or control, for that matter. And if they, like you can't, if they start to keep going with this making people under their spell or control sort of shtick while Dracula dude is still around, then I'm going to dock some points off of this episode too. So with that, the Pranodon costume is pretty good, although there were some shots where his little antenna thing was just kind of looped down, not completely straight up like it was for the majority of it there. But other than that, it's a really good suit for Pranodon there. But other than that, it's a bit of a boring episode, to be honest with you. It just felt like it in a way. So with that, I'm going to give this last episode of this episode, I'll give it a C.
Yeah, I agree with you. It was fairly dull. Now that I think about it, I'm a little surprised that they haven't delved more into the dinosaur realm with their cyborgs. And I find it interesting that the first Pteranodons are not dinosaurs. Let me be straight here for everyone that is going to get technical here. They're flying reptiles, but they lived during the dinosaur age. But it's amazing that the first one that they did from the prehistoric era was a Pteranodon and not like a Triceratops or a T-Rex or what have you. So
Stegosaurus.
Yeah, something that's more well-known and within the general mindset as far as what they think of a dinosaur when you say the word dinosaur. Mm-hmm. It's a little bit of a letdown. I mean, I agree with you. It was dull. There's not much more I can say about it. It's just dull. When something's dull, you can't say much because it's dull. So I think under normal circumstances, I would have given this low C, high C plus. I mean, high C minus. But because again, Rider Kick, I'm giving this a D minus.
Oh wow!
I'm giving it a D minus. Again, I'm getting sick of. You and I are at a point where, we before our break to cover exclusively Spectre Man last year, we covered the first early 20 something episodes, and it seemed like there was a variety of things going on there. Now it seems like, for a while anyways, and we've just sort of accepted it up until recently, that it's like a general factory production, that maybe because of the tight shooting schedule and all that, the writers are trying to keep a few elements the same because it maybe saves them time, perhaps. I don't know, but maybe that's what it is. Regardless, I think that hurts the show. Like you and I are both saying, we're getting sick of certain things about this series, and we put up with it for quite a while. I mean, we put up with it for almost half the series at this point. some of this stuff.
Yeah. Well, and it's just like with whenever the Dracula dudes came in, you start to get that people under the spell or under his control.
Yeah.
It's like we're only 3 episodes in with Yamamoto here, and it's already starting to get into my skin a little bit.
Yeah, for me, I like Yamamoto. The thing is I'm getting a little tired of these secondary generals or second in command characters. I don't know if it's the producer's way of just trying to maybe give more of a face to Shocker instead of the disembodied voice, or like you and I have hypothesized.
That could be one thing, yeah.
It could be. It very well could be. Or maybe the guy who did the voice of the head of Shocker, for whatever reason, maybe just is not available for a while for whatever reason. I don't know. There's no English written, history of this. So, I mean, this is all speculation. But, yeah, I'm just getting a little tired of it because I've seen this a lot from other tokusatsu shows. It kind of sort of happened with Super Robot Red Baron, but not to the extent that it's going on here. It sort of happened with Iron King, but again, not to the extent that it's happened here. It happened with Johnny Sacco. I'm trying to think of just maybe that's about it, because I haven't watched a ton of tokusatsu. Definitely doesn't happen in the Ultraman series, at least the ones I've seen. So yeah, I'm just getting a little tired of that. And, even with like Super Sentai, like the original Power Rangers, Rita Repulsa had her other little goons nearby, and Goldar, I think more or less is kind of her right-hand man. But even then it's, he's not totally involved the entire time. He's kind of in and out. So yeah, I think, and part of it is because I think we're covering this every week. We're noticing stuff a little bit more, and it's starting to wear and tear on us more. We're like car tires where we're being driven so much that the tread's starting to disappear a little bit, that we're like, okay, our acceptance and our tolerance for some of this stuff is grating us. And so this has me a little concerned because technically we're not halfway there yet. It's like, oh no, like if this continues, this could be
2 podcast episodes away, we'll officially be halfway through with episode 49.
And we didn't necessarily plan this upcoming 2-week break. It sort of happened over the last 5 or so days. I think having a 2-week break is going to be good for us because we'll come back a little bit more refreshed. We'll still be a little annoyed at this stuff, but maybe we'll be a tad kinder, at least to the first episodes that we cover in early March. So we'll find out. We'll see what happens when we get there. But I think having this 2-week break from a show that is starting to show laziness and a little bit lack of creativity, I think it's a good thing.
Well, and with us just getting off of Spectre-Man a few months ago and stuff, and just still sort of fresh in my mind, at least, I'm not sure with Kent, and then starting to see some of the sort of the wear and tear, and kind of starting to see some of these things after a bit with Kamen Rider, since we're kind of watching. We at the start did 5 episodes, but then cut back to 4 episodes here. I'm starting to get a little bit worried as far as this, and it'd be pretty interesting once we do finish with this series and see how it sort of compares with Spectre-Man after that. I'm sort of looking forward to that when that time comes. So at this point, and from what we've seen so far, and some of the repetitiveness with certain things, especially with the rider kick, and then now starting to see some sort of repetitiveness with the mind control aspect with Dracula Dude in play here after General Zoll. Yeah, it's starting to get there.
Yeah, I think I still think, you know, this series as a whole really would have to go down in the dumps for me to think Spectrum Man is better than it,
or just like veering off from what was originally.
Yeah, and again, like Spectrum Man had a lot of issues, and I think a lot of it was maybe its cheapness and some of the decisions. And again, it's a kid's show, and so that's part of it.
But then I think what you said during that time, that it seemed like later on they sort of knew who they were and what the show was like. The stupid good, or stupid good but stupid, or whatever it was.
It basically is so bad it's good kind of thing.
Yeah.
And again, I don't hate Spectre Man. And I think part of it too is, again, sort of like what we're doing with Kamen Rider. We're doing these podcasts every week, and we're watching a handful of episodes at a time. And I think there's a wariness. And there probably wasn't the budget for these like there was with the Ultraman stuff. And as a result, the Ultraman, I'm going to say it right now, the Super Robot Red Baron, the Iron King, Johnny Sacco, Spectre Man, and Kamen Rider, the non-Ultraman stuff I've seen, I don't think is quite as good as the Ultraman stuff. I'm not a fan of Ultra 7. However, from a technical standpoint, Ultra 7 is produced pretty well. Mm-hmm. I will at least give it that. Just the Ultraman stuff, that there's more of a quality control to it, and maybe even a budget behind it that at least makes the content more fun in many ways. Yes, it's repetitive. I mean, a lot of this stuff in many ways is repetitive, mm-hmm. But and a lot of stuff has to be, but it's not to the degree that it is here and maybe elsewhere. So, like we just said, I think doing this every week, it's wearing us out, I think, a little bit, because let's face it, Kamen Rider is not a spectacular series. It's decent. It's decent enough. And maybe for a younger audience, it's maybe it is spectacular. But I think if you're an older fan of this stuff like us, this is stuff that is best consumed at a slower pace, mm-hmm. which may mean, it may take you a couple years or so to get through a series as long as Kamen Rider, but maybe you would walk away from it thinking, it's repetitive, it's a tad boring, but you know what? I liked it more. Whereas us, it's like, probably by the time we're done, we're probably like, oh my gosh, is it done? So I don't want that to happen. I mean, I want to fall in love with this, but at the same time, like I've always said about this podcast, we're going to give you our actual thoughts. And I still like Kamen Rider. I don't hate it. I don't hate Spectre Man either, but there are things about both shows where the seams show after a while. Yeah. But anyways, thank you so much for listening to us or joining us, however you interacted with us, whether it's through YouTube or elsewhere. Thank you so much. We will be back in 3 weeks for more Kamen Rider action.
So yeah, if you see a subscribe button down below or above, or if you're watching us, make sure to hit that subscribe button, as well as hit the notification bell icon to get notified whenever we go live or when we upload any videos in the future. And you can follow us everywhere, all in one place at our Linktree URL there, / GoGo Kaiju Show. And also available on the video platforms such as YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, Facebook, and X/Twitter. Also over at the following audio platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, as well as Podbean. And you can find both video and audio episodes at our own website right there at DaikaijuNetwork.com. And also hit the like button as well. Like that one. Yeah. All right. With that,
thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you in a few weeks.
Yes, we'll see you guys in 3 weeks.
See you in March.
Take care, everyone.